Hey everyone, how you doing? Ron here with TechTipsToGo. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about two hidden gems that I think are going to do an easy 100x that are coming up very soon. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor. Please subscribe to the channel. Please comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and let's get into the video. But before we get into the video, just a little disclaimer. I am involved in the private sale or pre-sale of these tokens. And like always, I'm not a financial advisor. Please make sure to do your own research. And again, this is not financial advice. All right, before we get into the video, first come over here to Twitter. Follow me on Twitter because I post a lot of the links, the 100x's that we are going to get into, the potential 100x's, 200x's, etc., etc. Recently, we did about a 300x on PulsePad. We did a 700 plus X on Blocktopia, and more to come. So if you come over here to my Twitter, just give me a follow here, and you could see on one of my posts, this is actually the first hidden gem that I'm going to be talking about, which is MetaGods. I'm actually not going to go through the full video because I already made a YouTube video specifically on MetaGods and why I think this one is going to do an easy 100x. I just look at it because all of the investors in the VCs, the venture capitalists, and investors that are on this know how to incubate a project. And when you know how to incubate a project and you get in early, because usually it starts off at a low market cap, it gives it a lot more room to do, that 100x, that 150x, that 200x potential. So, not financial advice, do your own research, but MetaGods is one of them that I'm looking at, and I am involved in the private sale and the pre-sale for this. So, take a look at this video here. Over here, check it out. This is my YouTube channel. You got the full timestamps, the tokenomics, the value proposition, staking, etc., etc., etc. So, anyways, let's get into the second gem that we're going to be talking about. I really like this one. Again, I am involved into this project, so here it is. The second one, the next hidden gem that I think is going to do an easy 100. I probably think this is going to do 150x Zodium, and I'm going to get into the details because if you stick with me here, if you've been watching me on my channel for quite a while, 1 year, 1.5 years, etc., etc., I always talk about communities, on how important communities are in cryptocurrency. If you have a great community, I think long-term, your coin is going to do well. If you have a bad community, I just think it's going to eventually fall apart. Anyways, FUD starts, etc., etc. So you can check out Zodium over here on Twitter. Follow them on Twitter, Zodium, @Zodium, and you can check out the website, zodium.io. And when we pull up the website, when I talk about communities, and I like to look at one of the first things I like to look at is the team and the community, right? How big is the community? And who's behind the team? Are they anonymous or are they docs? Is the team easily found on LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera? Have they done previous work in the gaming and characters and animation? Do they have a big following, community, et cetera? So when I said stick with me, check this out. I'm going to come over here to the website. You look at the team. Let's pull this up. Now, I'm going to do some homework for you. And this is why I say subscribe to my channel, because I'm doing all of this research for you, which have taken me a couple of hours. So if you're not familiar with Line Friends, okay, Sean Yoon, okay, check out who Sean Yoon is. Sean Yoon is the co-founder of Line Friends and a global leader in animation and character. So if you look at Zodium and where Line Friends are and, where these characters came from. So in Zodium, you actually have 12 characters, okay? And if you look at the white paper, it has all the information for Zodium. So when I talk about community and experience, if they got experience in gaming, animation, etc., community is probably key, because if they have the prior experience and they got a great following and people know, of his past experiences, there's going to be investors, there's going to be people talking about it, etc. And if you look at the characters on Zodium, okay, and if you come over here to Line Friends, you look at the characters, right? It's pretty similar. You've got the bubble heads, the big heads, etc. And if you look at the Zodium team, we got Sean Yoon. If you're not familiar with Sean Yoon, the Red Dragon over here, he calls himself. So known for his love for culture and art, Sean is a co-founder of Line Friends and a global leader in animation and character. So that's one of the founding members for Zodium. And then you also have Twinkle over here. He's another founding member of Line Friends. And if you're not familiar with Line Friends, just check it out over here. Like, this is Line Friends. This is how big it is. They're a huge global company. Look at this. This is in, I think this is in New York City, and it's a global creative city. And you could just see everything that they've done to build this company up, okay? You could check him out. You could look at his profile on Twitter over here, and you could see all the details for Line Friends on YouTube. You know, they got 327,000 subscribers, et cetera, et cetera. Now, they aren't on the team anymore. I think that ended in around 2018, but I'm pretty sure they have a lot of followers that will bring people into the team over at Zodium. So over at Zodium, you can see it's another play to earn game. You can explore the world of Zodium and collect Zodi. It is a 2-token system. And throughout the whole game here, you actually have 12 characters. And each of these 12 characters have different traits. And you can see here's the 12 characters. Witness the movement of Zodium. All 12 characters over here coming soon. We're going to get into the white paper, okay? So you can see over here, Zodium is a play-to-earn project based on animated 3D character, NFT, created by the former co-founder of Line Friends and its members. The ancient Oriental legend of the 12 zodiac animals and the 12-star sign are the fundamental concept of Zodium. So here are the differentiating factors. So you can play, earn, and be yourself with Soul Zodiac. And our team consists of world-class storytellers, designers, programmers, business and blockchain developers, all whom have joined Zodium to achieve the same goal. So create intrinsic demand for 12 kinds NFT IP business. Build and launch many games. Play many games with just a few NFTs. Build open and autonomous ecosystem fully controlled by the community. So here's the thing that I like about Zodium. Okay, what they're building is a large ecosystem. And if you could get one of these NFTs, okay, the keyword here is build and launch many games. Okay, so you can build and launch many games within the Zodium ecosystem. Play many games with just one. Okay, so if you are able to grab one of these, and this is something that I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for, whether it's a piece of land in a metaverse like Poke Fantasy. I talk about Poke Fantasy a lot because within their metaverse, I'm able to buy a piece of land, and that land is not just for one game. It's for many games. It's a different story with Mirandus. So if you're familiar with Gala Games, I talk a lot about Gala Games, but I didn't buy as much land as I did with Poke Fantasy, because when it comes to Gala Games and the game Mirandus, if you buy a piece of land for that Galaverse or the Mirandaverse, that Mirandus piece of land is only being, you can only use that in Mirandus the game. You want to be able to grab a piece of land that is almost within an ecosystem. And within Poke Fantasy and with Zodium, if you could use one NFT for, play many games, like here, keyword, that's key for me. And that's what I look for when it comes to investing. So you can look at all the characters, the governance, etc. Users can earn by draw NFT card packs, upgrade NFT tiers, craft weapons, earn cherished via playing game, join guilds, and win guild competitions. So we're going to skip the glossary, the story, the ecosystem. We're just going to go to the token economy. Here's the token allocation. The advisor is 7%. Public sale is 10%. I'm going to get into how to buy it. If you can't get into the PokeStarter IDO, I'm going to show you this. Here's the contract address. Here's a private sale, the ecosystem, play to earn. So the private sale is 15%. Ecosystem, one of the main things I always look for is how much is the team allocated, and that's 20%. And then you also look for like kind of other things that might kind of surprise or shock you, like, the team has 20%, but how much is going to marketing and sales? Sometimes they'll put like another 10% for marketing, another 20% for sales, etc. You have to watch out for those. But here you see that the team has 20%. User rewards for staking is 20% of all the tokens. The total supply for Zodium is 888 million, etc. And here is the contract address. We're going to go back into the contract address because I'm going to show you how to buy it, because it is an ERC. Look, so Zodium intends to support chain swap between multiple mainnets. I think this is launching as an ERC20. Yeah. So Zodium utilizes an ERC20 governance token for its cosmos. Now, like I've been saying throughout like all of my videos, in blockchain gaming is so new. It's probably not as easy as just, building an NFT, some art, etc., and whip it away and then have a launch. This is a long-term play, okay? And the way I look at Zodium too, it's a long-term play because the roadmap is here. And this is what I like about companies that do this. They have a roadmap, and so far they're sticking to it. I know that there's going to be delays, but one of the main things that I always look at is a roadmap and seeing if a company actually sticks to it. But when we look at Zodium's roadmap, it is a long-term play because you can look at it. We're talking about 2022. Okay, one of the main things that I was looking here is obviously the launch of staking NFT and Zodi. Okay, so that's like the DeFi play of gaming. You usually get an NFT and a card. You're able to do a liquidity pool and stake it and earn passive income. So that is coming, in a couple of months, in January 2022. The launch of leaderboard, guild board. Okay, so the main thing that I'm looking for here is the game launch. And if you look at here, the first Zodium Guild game on Trunico launch RPG board game. All right, so that's April and May. Zodium's RPG board game. Check that out. So this is a long-term play. We're talking about like Q3, Q2, Q3, just before we get started, just for the game and play to earn. But the earning mechanism is going to be launch of staking and NFT. So if you grab that character or one of those Zodiums, one of the 12, then you can earn some passive income that way. So the next thing we're going to look at is the advisors and the partners. Here's some of the advisors. Okay, CEO of Animation International, IP Licensing Japan, Tim Kondo. So he's the general manager of Animation International Group. That is a pioneer in licensing Japanese animation in Asia with history of over 40 years. The group has 12 offices, including many prominent partners through Asia. He has offices in Turkey and Dubai as well. So this is why I think this is going to be a huge hidden gem, just because, the advisors that are on board, right? That's one of the main things, is a key. You look at so many play to earn games and you kind of question is like, okay, are they in it in the long run? Is the team doxed? Are they anonymous? Are they on LinkedIn? Who are the founding members and the advisors? Like, you could see that they are very transparent in everything that they are doing. All right, next one, we're going into the partners. All right, so the partners are big here. This is just part of the partners. Okay, we've got Animation Internationals. All right, so some of the big partners. Okay, over here is Animation Internationals. Look, and if you look at Animation Internationals, their properties include all of these names. And if you just do some research on some of them, I'm not going to get into all of this, but if you look at Kumamon over here in 2011 to 2013, they did over $1.36 billion, okay, in retail sales. So that's why I'm saying this is probably a big, I know it's going to go crazy on the launch, right? So I always like to look at the dips and see if I could get in if the market cap is good. Some of the other partners here, IOST, HG Ventures, another big one, Univalues Associate. And you could see over here, so like they raised 3.5 from other VCs. And if you look at the VCs, like you've got the big names. You got Loopring, you have AU21, you have Morningstar Ventures, Polygon Syndicate, Animation Internationals, what I just talked about, HG Ventures, IOST, right? Loopring Protocol, TPX Ventures, Kairos Ventures, and obviously you got like Momentum 6. Okay, so these are big names. And one thing that I look at too is, they don't really need to do any more raises. Why are they on PokerStarter? That's just to probably get more exposure, etc. And the fundraise goal is only 200,000, right? So it's just kind of getting more awareness, brand awareness, etc. So that's why a lot of them like to do that. But if you look at some of the upcoming sales that are coming over here, when they're doing like a raise of 1.17 million, not that I question it, but I'm just like, I look at other upcoming launches and how much they're looking to raise. And one thing that I look at is like, if they're not really looking to raise that much, it just shows you that they don't really need to raise money. It's more, like I said, for the branding and the platform. So this is why I think Zodium is going to do very, 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 very well, just because of the team who's behind it. The team, especially with their experience with Line Friends, the followers that they have, and then all of the big name players from the VCs. I'm pretty sure that they didn't need as much of funding from all the VCs, right? I'm pretty sure they could have raised a lot more. But like I said, I think this is going to be a long play. Grab one of the NFTs to play multiple games, which I like, right? Because Zodium, who knows how many games that they're going to have, or different, it could be like a tower defense, could be, a 1v1 kind of game, different multiple games. And if you're able to grab one of these characters, which I'm going to be looking forward to, I think this is a great play. But like I said, this is a long play because I looked at the roadmap. So if I'm going to invest my money, I know that I'm going to have to sit and wait on it. But one thing that I'm going to be looking forward to is, like I said, is getting that NFT and also putting it into some kind of staking or liquidity pool. So now I'm going to go into how to buy the project or how to get into it. So if you aren't involved in a private sale or pre-sale, You can get it on PokerStarter, or you could have, right? If you whitelisted and you actually hold PokerStarter, I think you actually had to hold about 250 polls, and that gives you a lottery. It doesn't give you any guarantee, but it increases your chances of getting whitelisted, okay? You can look at the tiers, etc. So if you click on Zodium over here, you could look, the allocation is $200 max, okay? So per ticket, you're getting $200. Not that much, but I've seen some of these crazy plays, you know, that does like 300x or 400x or 700x. So you can see over here, the sale is going to be December 2nd, okay? The sale start time, December 2nd at 1 p.m. UTC time. And I think this is going to be on the Ethereum chain. If you come over to Zodium and we go into the token economy, and like I said, here is the address over here. So we could copy that and we could come over to Etherscan and you could look. So when we put in Etherscan, you could see that it's Zodium. The token tracker is Zodium. And you could just match that over here, C357, over here, C357. So it's going to be launching on Ethereum chain. And the holders, you can see at the holders here, you can see 20% is for the team, like I said in the video. So how do you buy this? Let's say you're not into the PokerStarter and you want to buy it on Uniswap, on an Ethereum chain. I'm going to show you two ways of doing this, okay? One over here, you go to Uniswap. You can come over here to Uniswap, okay, app.uniswap.org. Make sure you connect your MetaMask account, and you're going to use whatever the pool is that they specify. Let's say it's Ethereum. You want to select a token, and you want to paste that contract address. And you can see I got Zodium over here. I'm going to import it. I'm going to import that. Now you just want to say, like, you don't want to use max because you need some Ethereum for your gas. So let's say you've got, like, I've got 0.003, which is $16. Let's say that's 16,000. You probably, let's say you got one Ethereum. You probably only want to use, 0.9, right? Because you're going to need gas, but it also depends on the time of day, okay? Because gas might be really high, right? And you want to save a lot of gas just in case the gas fees are like $200-300, right? Really depends. Okay, so that's how you buy it on Uniswap. Just make sure to do your own research when purchasing. The second way of buying this is if you kind of want to do a set and forget and put in a value or a price that you want, you could use 1inch. So you come over here, you go to app.1inch.io, and you want to come over to limit, right? Okay, now you want to switch. And over here, you're going to do a limit. Okay, we're going to use wrapped ETH because that's what they use. And you're going to insert this contract address. Okay, you're going to add token, and it's the Zodium, and you're going to click on add. Now you're going to say, okay, well, let's say this is Ethereum. Okay, I'm going to use Ethereum to buy Zodium. I'm going to use a limit. Sorry, let's go back over here, and let's just put Zodium, which is the Zodi token. Now you're going to specify how much wrapped ETH are you going to spend and at what price. Let's say for 1 ETH, let's just say for 1 ETH, you're going to get 4,566 tokens, but let's say you only want to pay 3,000, okay? So that's what you can do. You can give permission, review, but if you're not experienced in using 1inch limit orders, then I wouldn't do it. I would just kind of go the regular route of using Uniswap. But if you have any questions, just let me know down below. Anyways, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, if you have any questions, just leave some comments below or hit me up in my free Telegram group. And like always, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you in the next one.